You're not too much. You're not too emotional, not too intense, not too needy. You've just been handing your heart to people who were never built to hold it. And after a while, you start shrinking, just to feel acceptable. There's a quiet kind of pain that doesn't come from rejection. It comes from misinterpretation, from being misunderstood over and over again until you start believing maybe the problem is you. So you ask for less, you speak less, you feel less. But deep down, you're still wondering, why does it feel like I'm always too much for people? You weren't born feeling like you're too much. That idea was taught, slowly, subtly, through people who couldn't meet you emotionally. Maybe you were expressive, and they were distant. Maybe you cared deeply, and they were careless. So every time you showed up fully, you were met with discomfort, silence, or withdrawal. And your mind did what it always does. It tried to make sense of it. If they can't handle me, then maybe I'm the problem. So you adjusted. You softened your voice. You second-guessed your feelings. You rehearsed your texts. You apologized for things that didn't need apologies. Not because you were wrong, but because you were trying to be kept. Here's the truth most people never realize. Not every rejection is actually rejection. Sometimes, it's just misalignment. Two people can be good and still be completely wrong for each other. One communicates deeply, the other avoids depth. One values presence, the other offers inconsistency. One gives effort naturally, the other sees effort as pressure. And when these two people meet, it doesn't feel like difference, it feels like deficiency. You start thinking, I'm too emotional. I expect too much. I care too much. But what's really happening is, you're speaking a language they were never taught to understand. Carl Jung once said, "The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents." And later in life, we carry another burden, trying to be understood by people who haven't even understood themselves. You expect emotional depth from someone who avoids their own emotions. You expect consistency from someone who lives in chaos. You expect clarity from someone who is confused within. That's not you being too much. That's you expecting alignment from misalignment. The environment you're in quietly shapes how you see yourself. Stay in the wrong one long enough, and it will rewrite your identity. You become too sensitive instead of emotionally aware, too demanding instead of clear about your needs, too intense instead of deep. It's like planting a flower in the wrong soil, then blaming the flower for not growing right. The problem was never the flower, it was the environment that couldn't support it. And the longer you stay, the more you shrink, until you don't even recognize who you were before. The shift isn't becoming less, it's becoming selective. Stop asking, how do I become easier to love? Start asking, who can naturally understand me without me having to translate myself? Because the right people don't make you feel like work. You don't have to calculate your words. You don't have to dilute your emotions. You don't have to earn basic understanding. With the right people, your depth feels normal. Your presence feels valued. Your emotions feel safe. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for consistency, clarity, effort, understanding. And those things only feel like too much to people who were never willing to give them. So stop shrinking. Stop editing yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Because the moment you find alignment, you won't feel like too much anymore. You'll just feel seen.